Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Arr. Greeting, greeting, greeting. Hello, welcome. Welcome back to another Sunday. We're doing a bit more diamond paint and waffle. If you're here for fishy content, don't panic. You're not at the wrong channel. I'm just not down in the fish room. I'm up in the hobby cave or craft cave or man cave or manhole, as might well be a better description. And before I get to doing some dabbing, I'm going to chill for a moment, have a schmirk. Get the old nicotine levels back to normal, and then we can do bants, chats, and dabs. As usual, not really any subjects out of bounds. We do try and avoid religion, politics, and, well, anything that generally involves zealotry of some kind or another. Anything where there are little extremophiles lurking, because they tend to be the ones that get upset and complain about things when they aren't the way they like them. Whereas the rest of us are generally more commonsensical about these things, and no, this isn't what I like. I will click off and watch something else or do something else. And Jeffrey Epstein and the Pope walk into a bar. Yeah. Howdy, Sammy. How you doing? Well, it all depends on which Pope, because I'm pretty sure some of them probably had things in common with Jeffrey Epstein. Given what a decent proportion of the Catholic clergy is known to do. Well, I did see a good T-shirt this week. There's a picture of Jeffrey and Donald together on a little desert island. It said "Island Boys." It made me chuckle. How's your week been, Sammy boy? I mean, if anything's going to kill a chat, it's going to be that first comment. I mean, in order to get him to not talk about it, they changed the name to Epstein Island. Well, he's already stopped talking about Greenland. He's finally discovered that it's icy, so he's now calling it Iceland, because he can't tell the difference between the two countries. The Japanese cheesecake thing that's going around is pretty good. And do I dare ask about a Japanese cheesecake? Is that a euphemism? Is that a new kind of video involving tentacles that I'm not aware of yet? And yes, I said tentacles. Like an octoped. Not to be confused with an octomom. She was completely different. Gave birth to octuplets and, as I remember, entered the adult movie industry unsuccessfully. Yes, the random factoids in Sharpe's brain are already coming out. Oh God. You know, imagine what it's like living with this brain that's just full of so much random rubbish. Good job I don't work in a highly feminist environment, because otherwise I'd be accused of mansplaining all the time. Involves cookies. Yeah. Yeah. Basically, what the British Armed Forces call the soggy biscuit. It's been a thing in the British Armed Forces for a long time. I'm not sure whether it's supposed to be a team building exercise or just thinly veiled. No, actually, not really veiled at all. This is a grande start. How to start a live stream. Maybe on OnlyFans. That is something I do think about. Maybe it would be quite funny if I did do an OnlyFans. At least then I wouldn't have to cover up the diamond paintings if they're a bit rude, would I? Maybe I'd get commissions from the OnlyFans girls. Okay, send me some pics and I'll choose the best one. Oh, damn, that might be a winner, actually. That might actually be a winning idea. Oh, damn, that's grim. Mind you, I'd probably rather download OnlyFans and sign up to that than I would TikTok. So there is that. At least one would actually be entertaining. How do you think bot? Think bot? Fish bot? Thinking of doing a sardine fast. Don't. Don't. Even the dog will hate you. Trust me, as someone who, as a child, or as a teenager even, got fed lots of sardines, they have somewhat of a deleterious effect on the old digestive system. Yeah, eat Japanese. And then don't forget after that you've got the cream pies to eat as well. Oh God, this is going downhill rapidly, isn't it? Is it because I'm diamond painting a picture of D. Williams? Is that why? And don't tell me you don't know who D. Williams is, Sam. I know damn well you know. Mackerel is underrated as fish. Yeah, mackerel's a good fish. Very oily. Lots of omega-3 and protein. Not that I eat much fish. I'm not a fan of eating things with bones in them. Never have been. People rave about ribs, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, like, they're okay, but it's mostly bone with a little bit of meat on it. I don't really get the appeal. I'd rather just have more meat rather than throw literally half of what you paid for in the bin. Well, that's me being tight, that I don't like food waste. Yeah. Oh, mate. Yeah, don't like food waste. To the point where if I buy something to eat and I don't like it, I will finish it anyway because I don't want to throw anything away. But I'll just remember not to buy that thing again. Like the time I tried avocado or pretty much any fruit. Trying to think what would be the closest I come to eating fruit these days. Probably fruit flavoured sweets or candies. I haven't had a piece of fruit in over a month. I haven't had a piece of fruit in probably 32 years. Since I was able to not be made to sit at the table until I'd finished what was in front of me. This is despite my foster parents knowing that, you know, there are certain foods I hate, don't like, that they would still make it for me. Doesn't matter that you don't like it. This is what we've made. Okay. Not making a completely different meal just for you. You can eat what everyone else is having. Can't you just leave that bit off the plate? Yeah, maybe let the people who do like it have more of it. No, what you're doing is you're punishing me for something. I've got no idea what. Maybe because you haven't had to punish me for anything in a while, so you think you just should. I must have done something wrong, even if I've not been caught for it, kind of thing going on. But yay. And I wonder why I never had anything to do with them after I left care. Yep. Good old 80s and 90s. Yeah, it weren't all good in the 80s and 90s. There were some downsides. Although on the upside, the internet and AI weren't a thing. Mobile phones weren't really a thing. Well, smartphones certainly weren't. Yeah, it's the trick with looking back is it's not to do it with rose tinted spectacles, as it were. You got to remember the bad stuff that was going on as well. But in general, things haven't actually gotten any better. It's just some things got better and some things got worse. Like music and movies. Excuse me. I didn't see it, but I did hear about it. It was, was that another ICE agent getting trigger happy? Oh, sorry, Proud Boy getting trigger happy. Let's be honest, that's where all the Proud Boys have gone. They're now Donald's personal thugs. Give them free rein to get rid of the people that Donald doesn't like. It doesn't actually seem to matter whether they are US citizens or not anymore. They literally are operating off of a paint chart for skin tone. Or for accents. And then they wonder why the tourism trade is dying. But yeah, I wonder why people don't want to come. Because might randomly get pew-pewed by someone who has no clue what they're doing. And an extremely small penis. Cult, 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 cult. Yes. There aren't really words to describe it or explain it. It's just wrong. We know why he's going after Minnesota now, don't we? Because of Tim Walz. Because he's threatened that there's a political person that people actually like and who is a normal person. Well, from what I've seen and heard, anyway. And I say that as far as politicians are concerned, a normal person. I forget. I think it was actually a politician who said it. The very act of wanting to become a politician should ban you from becoming politicians. If not careful, Chuck Schumer's going to write a strongly worded email. Oh, look, as long as it ain't Amy Schumer, there ain't anyone who listens to her. Didn't she make some jokes about Donald and he threatened to have her deported? I don't quite think he understands how that whole thing works. But then he has built concentration camps, so I mean, yes, UK politics is an old boys' club. Getting into a position where you can be voted for basically requires having the right school tie. And hopefully we're not dumb enough to vote for Nigel Farage and the BNP, sorry, UKIP, no, sorry, Reform Party. The party that every time they don't win the election, they change their name and something. Yeah, hooray for nepotism. Yeah, that's pretty much how it is, isn't it? I mean, it all used to be with the aristocracy. You were born into the title. And now it's like, if you've got the money, then you can get the money. And just gradually, slowly putting more obstacles in the way for normal men and women to do it. Because they don't want new people coming in and upsetting the status quo. Not to be confused with Status Quo, the English rock band. Who themselves made the jokes about only knowing 3 chords. And one of their last albums, their big thing was, we've learnt a 4th chord. Oh, bless them. Basically, the UK's answer to Bruce Springsteen. If your name is Kennedy and you're in politics, yeah, that helps to be a completely unqualified Kennedy as well. I mean, I've joked about it before, but they lobotomized the wrong Kennedy. Instead of the slightly troublesome daughter with behavioural issues, who, let's be honest, was probably neurodivergent of some type. So they got her, they put her in an asylum for treatment, and then they had her lobotomized. And then they realised what they'd done and they hid her away. Yeah. Now we've got the one that sounds like Ned from South Park with the IQ of Cartman. And the scientific understanding of a piece of coal. Basically, putting him in charge of health and safety would be like putting me in charge of political correctness. Wish my finger would stop bloody hurting. Yeah. It's okay to admit you don't know what you're doing and step aside and let someone who does know what they're doing take over. But then the Donald doesn't want that. He doesn't want people who know what they're talking about because, you know, they will say no. No, Mr. El Presidente, meinen Führer. No, you are incorrect. And he doesn't like people saying no. Because then he does that face that he thinks make him look strong and powerful, but it just makes him look like a pouting teenager. But yeah, there we go. So we've got anything a bit more upbeat to yadder about? Oh, pardon me. Other than having a dose of really evil wind the last few days, nothing much interesting has happened to me this week. Which, much as it makes for a fairly dull live stream, I prefer because it means I've not had stress or grief or anything. Nadine and her fiance Connor moved into their new house yesterday. I know they're not watching, but good luck to both of you if you are. Even if they're still awake, they've got far better things to do than watch me on YouTube. All the various moving in stuff and sorting stuff and unpacking and finding homes for things and making a list of what you need to get because you forgot all about it and didn't get it. Yeah. As we've all done when we first bought or moved into a place of our own, you suddenly realise all the stuff you haven't got, things you just took for granted. Although Nadine is going to be way more organised than I ever was at that age. So she'll have thought of things like dishcloths and tea towels and all that sort of stuff. Like a fridge full of food. Well, they've got a fridge. I think tomorrow the freezer and the washing machine come in that they ordered. And then it'll be fill the freezer up with food from Iceland and Food Warehouse. Yes, we have washing machine in our kitchen, you know, where the water supply is. And the kitchen will be on an outside wall as well. Because, you know, if you stick the washing machine where you've got a water supply and a drain already put in, it's a lot easier. And if you mount it on an external wall, you can have a washer dryer and have it just vent straight out the back through the wall. You don't need elaborate ducting or anything. You know, I've heard people talking about that. I go, well, isn't that unsanitary? You know? What's unsanitary about a washing machine? You don't put the dirty clothes on with the food, and you don't put the food in the washing machine. If your clothes are contaminated enough that just by having them in the same room as you prepared food is causing contamination, then maybe wash them more regularly. But yeah. I still remember the days of the twin tub washing machines. Well, now I don't even have a dryer. I know, shocking. How do you get your clothes dry if you don't have a clothes dryer? Sounds like all the plumbers in England are lazy. No, it's not lazy, it's just efficient. If you can add an extra room into a house, then make it a useful room, like another bedroom or a downstairs toilet. Don't have an extra room just to wash your clothes in. That just seems a complete waste of time. And it means you can do the laundry and cook dinner at the same time. But yeah, it's generally what we try and do when building houses in the UK. So all the stuff that needs water in the same corner of the house. So like the upstairs bathroom will be above the kitchen. So it's just one soil pipe. You just got to get water into one place. You haven't got to have pipes going all over the house. Enjoy the DP in your pocket. Yeah, it's just our houses may be smaller, but they're far more space efficient. And it's because the general population density of the countries in Europe is a lot higher than it is in the States. Especially outside of the big cities. There ain't no way on earth you'd get me to live in a big city. Hell, a big town would be bad enough. Far too much light, far too much noise, far too many people. Basically, if it takes me more than 5 minutes on my bike to be out in rolling countryside, I don't want to live there. Because I don't want a fast-paced life. I don't want excitement and drama and things happening. I want things quiet and calm and peaceful. And I wanted that when I was younger. That's not just old me talking. It's not the grumpy old bugger that is sat here today. That is what I was like many years ago. Has been there, done that, didn't like it. Everything and everywhere always crowded, everyone always in a rush. Nah. Just chill, calm, relaxed. It's just much better for overall mental health, peace of mind, physical health. Yes. Although then there's city types who can't take the quiet of the country. Well, what do you do in the evening? You stay home and do stuff. What about nightlife? There isn't any. You can go for a walk and see if you can spot any nocturnal creatures, bats and badgers and foxes and deers and all sorts. Moths. Yes, moths, not moths, moths. Or in the Norfolk parlance, can I even say the word moths in Norfolk? Probably more like moths. Yeah, moths. That sounds about right. Jeez, that was a lot of nuz. Oh, and another one. Get this one done. Have a quick look up. I think that's all of them. Yeah, so generally how things go. I like calm, quiet, and peaceful. Ain't nobody got time for being all stressed and no, definitely not. I've got a pretty stressful day tomorrow though. I've got to walk the dog, and I've got to go do my food shopping, and then I've got to do my water changes. What was it? No, that was a 5, not an S. Amber Chile. Off you come. Yeah. And then hopefully, so I'll be able to get all those things done, and then I'll be able to get back up here and finishing DPing D. And then figure out which diamond painting I'm going to do next. If I've got, hang on, if I'll get these done tomorrow, that means I've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I could do a very not safe for work one and get it finished before next Sunday. That might be a good plan, actually. G'day, Craigo. How you diddling? G'day, g'day. And I'm not actually taking the mickey or trying to be sarcastic or anything when I do say things like g'day or Craigo. It's kind of the equivalent of me talking to an American and calling things hello, Scotty Hottie, how the devil art thou? Yeah, it's the equivalent of me saying y'all or parking lot to an American. Yeah, it's been a while, Scottster. How you doing? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. You know, the usual grumbles about everyone and everything, but it just comes with the age, I'm afraid. And how's that gorgeous girlie of yours? The gorgeous giggling girlie? Yes, I know she's not a girlie anymore. She's a full-grown woman. And again, I'm going to say, oh, congratulations. So now people can call you daddy, and it just doesn't feel completely weird. Oh, if you're anything like me, oh yeah, that just. Ugh. I don't cringe at many things, but being called daddy, yeah. Oh. Um, I don't know. One of our regulars at work, a tradesman, And he's regular, like by regular I mean like every day. And he became a father, and I hadn't seen him for a few days. He comes walking in. Oh, that's just on my pot of sanding sticks. I just liked the irony. I've got another one over behind the camera that's got a bunch of old paintbrushes in. Don't worry, I haven't given up smoking. I'll have one in a little bit, actually. Right, and what I'll do is I'll finish this row, and then once this row is done, I'm going to be flipping. Yeah, I ain't no quitter. When I kick the bucket, they're going to be able to leave my lungs to a road resurfacing firm, the amount of tar that's going to be in them. I'll be able to fill a good few potholes, I reckon. I've quit enough in my life. I don't need to quit anything else. I'm not exactly exciting as it is. If I quit anything else, I'm going to be so boring. Oh, I know, it's bad for me, it's unhealthy, blah, 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 blah. But it's also unhealthy for other people if I stop smoking. See, I think this is something that people fail to realise. And thankfully, most of my colleagues realise. And my manager realised to the point where if they see me getting stressed, wound up, angry, they will actually send me out. They'll be like, John, go have a cigarette, calm down. Yeah, it keeps the bugs away in the summer as well, yeah. And if you do it enough, it actually turns your normal glasses into shades because you just build up a thick layer of tar on them. Dear Mr. or Mrs. or Ms. or whatever YouTube, I am not advocating and saying smoking is healthy and good for you. This is humour. It may not be very funny, but it is humour. And it's self-deprecating as well. I know I shouldn't have to feel the need to do that, but it's just the way things are these days. Ever since I mentioned that C word in 2020 that we weren't allowed to mention. Yeah, I know, that's scary. That was 5 years ago. The old Rona. Half a dang decade ago. Half a decade and 2 jobs. Well, nearly 6 years ago now, isn't it? That'll be. Yeah, lockdown started here in March of 2020. So, yeah. Literally less than 2 months, it'll be 6 years since COVID happened. Dang. And a lot of people didn't learn anything from it. Still get people coming to work with flu and nasty colds and being confused when you have a go at them for it. Oh, it's just cold. Yeah, but I don't want it. So, you know, take precautions. Stick a bloody mask on so you're not sneezing and coughing and snotting over everyone else. Wash your damn hands. You know, all the things that everyone should have learnt from COVID. Well, they should have known it before COVID, let's be honest. It's just basic self-care. Self-care. But apparently to a lot of people it was a surprise. That, you know, keeping germs away from other people tends to minimise the chances of them actually catching what it is you've got. Apparently not. Tequila kills bacteria. Yep, tequila is very good for cleaning toilets. I highly recommend pouring tequila down the toilet to clean it. Not pouring it down your neck. Oh, what was that brand of that one named after a bird? Ah, Tequila Mockingbird, that was it. Sorry. It just struck me. Married, my love, how the devil are you? Epic Huggles. And Mahoos of Smoochies. Yeah, I'm alright. It's everyone else. Just like normal. I'm fine. It's just everyone else is the problem. Exactly. I mean, I presume everyone else has noticed that you wake up in the morning, your day starts out well, then other people get involved, and your day goes downhill rapidly. Or is that just me? Right, now we're going to have some fun. Pull the tape off. There's a sticky edge around, which you don't really want to be leaning on. We'll carefully try and keep that in some kind of, yeah, that'd be okay. I ain't going that far. Woof. Oof. Move the anvil out of the way. And the piece of black, that's what I'm saying, exactly. The piece of black card isn't there for any specific reason other than, well, censorship. There's not actually anything visible that shouldn't be visible, but you know how sensitive some things are online and some people are these days. There we go. Oh, it's covered in. Yeah, my chamois needs a wash. Absolutely covered in bits of dried wax. You. Better. Might be a bit less crispy that side. Oh, don't start curling up already just because I'll put a little bit of tension on the tape. There we go. This picture, live with it. Exactly. But we both know what some people are like. And when it's a well-known adult actress. I mean, if they saw some of the other ones I've got and done, heck, some of the figures I've got, yeah, this one's extremely tame, but yeah, some people just have no chill pill. And it looks like I've got to the final quarter of the painting, and it looks like I found the section that hasn't got all the confetti in it now. There's an awful lot of like 4 or 5 different colours, and that's about it. So happy you don't care. Ooh, we like a happy marriage. Do we have something special to be happy about? Have you been sitting on the subwoofer again? At which point everyone else goes bright red. Marriage laughs. Spread the cheer, my dear. What is causing such happiness? Too old to care what other people think. Well, yeah, I'm pretty much there as well. I've been there for decades, really. And must have been unplugged. Yep, there we go. Just looked up and it was like, why is the screen getting really dull? And then you look down and you go, oh, we've got like 4% battery. You don't like it exactly. Although I think that's the problem. That's why I only get a few people in here these days. I manage to upset everyone else. Like people come and they just expect pure fish talk. Like, yeah, we'll talk about fish if you want to talk about fish. It's absolutely fine. It's just this gives me something to do while chat's quiet. If chat's busy, then I'm looking at chat. If I'm just sat in front of a fish tank watching the screen waiting for a chat to come in and it's dead, that's really not enjoyable on my part. Exactly, we can still talk fish. Oh, we were talking mackerel and sardines earlier. That was just Sam talking about what he's going to eat. I'll probably upset people by smoking and drinking energy drinks and farting and food fish. Yes, we can talk all kinds of fishies. We can talk about pretty much anything. There's no. Well, there are things that YouTube would rather we didn't talk about. And, you know, we can kind of go with that. It all depends how you talk about it. If you're having a serious and sensible debate and discussion, then there shouldn't be a problem. No, you can't say the S word, the suicide word. Yes, you can. It's how you say it and under what context you speak about it that's important. If you're belittling it or telling someone to do it, then yes, you should be censored. If, however, you're discussing it in an adult and sensible matter with people who are experienced with these things, yeah, we all have bad days. It's the way we type out the problems that we need to mind. Exactly. It's context. It's the way we do it. So that it's exclusionary or inclusion of all these buzzwords these days. Just be sensible. That's all I say. Be sensible and don't do anything that could be proven to be defamatory or slanderous or libelous. Although, if you do say something that's slanderous or libelous or defamatory, they've then got to prove that it is. For example, if you were to say that, let's say, for example, Donald Trump is a liar, they would have to prove that Donald Trump doesn't tell lies to win that case. I think we're all pretty safe on that front. Pretty much anything he types or says. But there we go. Or pretty much any politician generally. I wouldn't trust any of them as far as Bridget the Midget could throw them. Over the bin. Not too long ago, he'd have been locked up in the loony bin by now. Within our lifetime. Mind you, I would have as well, but for different reasons. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we are. We can help him with that. Well, Denmark's doing quite a good job of it. He now can't differentiate between Greenland and Iceland. So, and he thinks it's pronounced Thailand. I mean, that sounds like the kind of place I might like to visit, Thailand. I hear the capital of it's called Boobville. A very picturesque estuary as well. Interesting shaped mountains. Sitting there with 2 streams of sound on. Oh God, that's going to be mental. Who else you're watching? Or are you watching me twice for some weird reason? I don't think anyone in their right mind would want me in stereo. I got one. Yeah, fair enough. You're modding on Twitch again. Again, that's another one I've thought about maybe doing. It seems like there's obviously plenty of people who watch craft type content on YouTube because you see the videos and they got tens or hundreds of thousands of views. But I guess I'm not a big enough channel to get noticed. Or it's because I'm a man doing what is generally considered to be a woman's craft or women's crafts. You're happy just being here. Oh, well, I'm happy to have you. Happy to have anyone who's here, but especially you. Because, I'm never going to complain about smart, funny, pretty ladies. Well, not unless there's too many of them. But let's be honest, that's never going to be an issue for me. I can't cope. There's too many hot women around. I need to put on my reinforced trousers. A happy man. Most people wouldn't describe me as happy. I think most people would probably describe me as a miserable old curmudgeon. But then most people see me in situations I'd rather not be in, like at work or shopping. The fact that I've worked in customer service for years now, I've only had one complaint, and that was recently, and that got deleted and stricken off because that was obviously someone with an agenda. Because what they probably didn't realise is that when they send in a complaint, the management team or the manager or someone then finds that customer when they were last in, or finds that sale, finds when it was, and then watches it back on the security cameras to see what happened. And absolutely nothing happened. It was a perfectly normal interaction. But then, as we were scratching our heads trying to figure out why the hell it happened, we had the idea of, well, why don't we just so we looked her up on Facebook. And what do you know? Friends with the person who made the staff member or colleague that made that complaint about me that was proven to be completely false. So yeah, And that was kind of obvious agenda. Yes. And even forgetting the other places I've worked, where I've worked in shops, the fact that I've been doing this job for over 3 years and there's not been a single thing bad said. In fact, any other feedback from customers has been entirely positive about me being happy, helpful, polite, all the good stuff. Then it's just this sudden one that, yeah. Okay, so yeah, we know what that's about. This is the problem when you're using a shop that has not accounts of profiles as such. We know your name. We know where you live. Not that any of that actually makes a difference, but by knowing the name and what you look like, we can look you up on social media. That will tell us all we need to know. I say we, I mean any business can do it. And they do it with people who apply for jobs at places as well. They will check people's social media to see if they've got problematic things on there, like racism, sexism, bigotry, homophobic, xenophobic, all the kind of isms and obics. Yeah. It's like people don't realise that, I mean, hell, there's entire channels where their thing is to find the people who have been caught Karening or being absolutely reprehensible, finding who they are and outing them. And this is this person. They work here. And sometimes just contacting their employer and going, I think you might be interested to see this. Then the very next thing they put on social media is crying about being fired. Well, maybe think about that before you start behaving like that. It's called karma. And I try to farm good karma, as it were. I try to put out into the world what I'd like to receive back. So I try to be nice, pleasant, polite, helpful, understanding, all these things. I may not agree, but at least I can try and understand the other person's viewpoint. And hopefully at some point that turns into good karma and it comes back to me. And I then come home from work one day to find Florian Hansen or Christina Hendricks sat on my doorstep. Not that that's ever going to happen. You know, we can but dream. We can but dream of leggy Dutch brunettes or busty redheads or busty brunettes. Not much left on this picture. No, getting now. So when I flipped her around, with 3/4 of the way, as you may see, I do like rows of 10, a row of 10 rows, as it were. Start from the bottom up to halfway, flip on the side, go halfway, flip upside down. I mean, technically go halfway, but I'll probably go a bit further just to make the last bit shorter. But yeah, hopefully get a finish tomorrow, and then probably start on something very naughty, something with some nudity, because then I might be able to get it finished before I start my next live stream. Yeah, it just seems the most sensible and efficient way of doing it to me. Unless it's really bad confetti, then I'll do like 5 rows at a time. That just makes things a bit easier on trying to figure out which ones are where. And we start upside down, so you finish the right way up. Yeah, I see that. It might make sense on some of the ones I've got actually to do it that way. You know, some of them, the best bit is right at the bottom. The ones where the picture cuts off somewhere around the bottom of the rib cage. No, those ones might actually be a better idea to start from the top and work down. And you do bigger ones. Yeah, I've done some bigger ones. I've done a couple of 40 by 50s and a 40 by 70. I think I've got 2 or 3 more 40 by 70s and a couple of 40 by 40s, maybe a 40 by 50. Doing 60s. So I like the 40 by 30s because I find the picture's detailed enough that when you look at it from a decent distance, it looks good, but they don't take forever. And like the 40 by 70 was a struggle to get on the bench. It was okay working top to bottom because I could just roll it. And then flipping it sideways and it's coming over here somewhere past where the camera is. You're like, oh yeah, and then you flip it the other side and you're like, oh, that's really not going to fit. But yeah, it's just a little bit of figuring out and planning, clearing a bit of extra space. Being a bit tidier. So I did that 40 by 70 of Cthulhu in less than a week. I mean, I was off work that week, so I was spending lots of hours up here doing it. But problem I find with the bigger sizes is finding picture frames that are the right size for them. So without having to go on Amazon and buy something ridiculously expensive or get one custom made. The ones I generally use are just plastic with a wooden backboard and piece of clear plastic on the front, but £3 each for these, and they do the trick. Maybe if I was doing the name brand ones, the Diamond Art Club or Diamond Art or whichever other ones there are. But as I'm doing mostly Temu and Shein specials, the frame normally costs more than the diamond painting. So yeah, there is that. This is also the thing when you get to these short little rows, you go through them real fast. Not put my pictures too many, don't have enough. Yeah, I'm going to get to that point, which is why what I'm doing is they're in the frames, but they're not stuck down or anything, so that when I get to a point where I've got nowhere to put them, I can then keep the portfolio folders and just fill those and then change pictures over as and when I feel like it. So if like I get bored of looking at the same pair of boobs, I can switch it to a different pair of boobs. Pardon me. Or face or creepily, I've probably got enough of just Florian Jansen and Christina Hendricks. I could probably just do the whole stairs with those, both sides. Yeah, this is the. But they do take up. I mean, obviously they take up wall room, but unlike the models, they don't take up shelf space. Which I'm going to start doing more sort of paper or wooden or plastic or whatever models. I'm going to need to start getting rid of some of the old ones. It's probably about time, but it's not like I'm attached to any of them overly. Don't want a cat in your picture. No. Or cat hairs, even. That's one problem I find in warmer weather. When I'm sitting up here and I'm not exactly fully clothed, shall we say. Yeah, there tends to end up being hairs stuck to the picture that aren't from my head. It's like, yeah, I better peel that off. Got my cloth right in the way. There we go. Ooby-dooby-dooby-dooby-doo. Another colour done. All your pictures have got cat hair. Oh, to be fair, probably all of mine have got some of my hair stuck in them somewhere as well. And the only reason I haven't got cat hair in them is because no cat. If I had a cat or a bunny, there would be cat or bunny fluff in them, I'm sure of it. And if you think cat hair gets everywhere, bunny hair is 3 times worse. Yeah, exactly. When you got a cat of any description, because the cat is going to jump up on the table or whatever where you're working anyway at some point. And you know, even if that doesn't happen, the hair's going to be on you and fall off, and yeah, you just accept these things and move on with life. Either use your fingers or get the tweezers and peel them off as you spot them. Well, as cat hair should be. If you've got a pet, its hair should be stuck on you if they molt. Now, if it's not, there's something wrong. Like whatever t-shirt, fleece, or whatever I'm wearing has always got cat hair and dog hair on it. Yeah. Maine Coons shed all year round. So do bunnies. So did Pumpkin. So does Ginge. Or so did Ginge and Zach. And Fat Cat and Blacky Cat. I bet the only one that doesn't actually molt is Pippa Dog. But because she doesn't molt, she needs to go to the hairdressers every couple of months to get a trim. Otherwise, she starts looking like an Ewok. Mary's doing well. She's coping. She's coping well with Nadine moving out. as she says, it's going to take a bit of getting used to because she lived with her daughter all her lives, all her life, sorry, and I think Adam, Mary's son, is the one that's struggling most at the moment because obviously Nadine's been there basically all his life. Yeah, just means Mary's going to have more room, more space, and a bedroom. Not going to be having to pull out the sofa bed every night to sleep on and put it away every morning, and she'll just be able to go to bed. So you don't want Chris to move out, then yeah, I understand. I mean, it's you're not ready. It's as I say, it's gonna happen, but hopefully you get plenty of warning and you get a chance to sort of get used to it before it happens. But then just think, if you're home and there's nobody else around, you don't even need to get dressed. You can bum about literally all day if you want. Well, don't we all need more skills before we move? Some of us didn't really have much choice in the matter, but we had to figure it out as we went. But yeah, unfortunately it's a thing that happens when people grow up. Sort of more skills on a job that pays enough to pay the rent and all the bills and everything else is the other thing. With how much all that costs these days. Oof. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not having to do it now. I knew there was one I had. There we go. Yeah, well, not all of us got to have a hot mama bear looking after us. Some of us had to deal with religious nut jobs. The kind of people who think that individual thought and critical thinking are bad things. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I'll read that as you intended it, not the way it came over in my head when you started talking about the raw end. So we learned from that though. It made us stronger people. I mean, whether I probably wouldn't have wanted kids anyway, but might it have put me off of it more? But well, I don't want another kid to go through what I had to go through. So I've got technically, I've got 2 stepkids now, but yeah, we survived with a sick sense of humour. Yeah, it does do that, doesn't it? It does bring out the darkness in us. Oh, your sense of humour is so dark and twisted. Yeah, there's a reason for that. So if I didn't laugh at things like this as they were happening, I'd have cried. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is just those ones. And boom, onto the second row. Just in time for a puff break, I reckon. Well, actually, a piddle break and then a puff break. I'll be back in a moment. Speaking of hairs, there's another one. Oh, jeez. Oh, getting old. Oh. There we go. Whee! Been tiger mom. Tiger bear. In fact, we've been. Yes. Lots of claws and anger. Yeah, that's the thing. It's the main thing that got me was the whole, no, you will be as we say you will be. You will think the same as we think. You will believe the same as we think. Anything else is wrong. No. No, I'm from a different background. I have different beliefs. I have different likes, different interests. No, can't. No, can't do that. No, you can't have this. Can't do that. That's not normal. Not normal is what was said to me reading The Lord of the Rings. That's not normal. What? None of our kids did it. And there's me thinking that's probably because none of your kids could read The Lord of the Rings. Yeah, that was the thing. Is my parents wanted me to fit into whatever pigeonhole they decided I was going to be, and my foster parents did the same to an even bigger extent. Which all that taught me to do, it didn't make me want to be like them. It just made me get really good at hiding who I am. Made me get really good at hiding what I liked, being deceptive and sneaky and cheap, and actually it probably set me up quite well for working customer services because I got really good at lying and pretending and not getting caught for it. Somehow they found out where I lived. This is after I'd left. And they decided they were going to come to visit me just to check that I was doing things properly, the way they wanted things done. And my grass wasn't cut, super short and striped, and there were some weeds in the garden, and there were pictures of scantily clad and half-naked women hung up on walls and posters, and there was mess. I hadn't hoovered that day. And bonus, I started watching. Yeah, exactly. Show them safe places to go, places that aren't full of viruses and online creeps and weirdos. And yeah, it's the whole you can't do it. Watch porn? No, it's bad. It's wrong. All of it is bad. No, it's not. No, it's completely fine and healthy up to a certain level, especially for teenage boys. It means you don't have to change your sheets every 3 days when I've had a wet dream. It's when things start veering into the more fetishistic side of things that you got to be a bit careful. But just put the sock in the washer, or use toilet roll. Just flush it away. As Mary said, like, yes, she knew Adam was doing it because she could smell it. And just go in his room and it's like, oh yeah. No, it's not. I don't get why people have this big problem and it's a taboo thing. It's not. I mean, if anything, the weird part is having your parent explain it to you. That can be seen as a bit weird, or a bit sort of cringy and embarrassing. But you're both in the same boat because neither of you really want to talk about that thing with the other one. So, yeah, it needs to be done though. Yeah, so like, yeah, exactly. Scandinavia is less prudish than we are in the UK. We've still got some of that going on. Not as bad as like America is, but you're more likely to see boobs on TV than violence in the UK. I mean, I sometimes use it as a way to just shut down conversations. I had one of my colleagues the other day He's like, well, what do you do on your day off? I went, oh, I masturbated. It just completely killed the conversation, stone dead. Dinner part causes more problems, yeah. So what do you want? Well, I don't want this, I don't want that, I don't want this. Trying to figure out what everyone wants to eat. I mean, just as long as none of the kids say they want to eat mum or dad, things are okay. No, no, no. Those videos aren't real. They're playing the part of mother and son, or father and daughter, or step parent and stepchild, or step grandma. You know, it's bad when you when you're scrolling through and it comes up like step grandmother, and you look and you're like, she's younger than I am. She's not old enough to be his grandmother. Yeah, it's one of those signs as a man that you're getting older. Is when the ones that you enjoy watching start turning up in the MILF section. It's like, oh. Since when did all my favourite adult actresses become MILFs and GILFs? Yeah. And like you see the teen ones and you're like, oh, no, that just feels wrong. Feels a bit too Epstein. Or Savile or Harris or Hall or Hawkins or Watkins or yeah, any number of people who have been done for it. I mean, it's like when we have those admittedly fairly rare occasions in a hardware store. We're getting an attractive lady comes in, and once they've left, it's like, yeah, yeah, I would. And then your teenage colleague looks at you and goes, she's really old. You go, yeah, so am I. Like the ones you find attractive, I look at and see a daughter, not a lust object. You know you're getting another, other signs. You know you're getting old as a man. You're looking, you're like, did your mother know you're out wearing that? Or the other one is, hmm, she's pretty. Wonder what her mum looks like. And it's not to see what they're going to look like when they're older. It's because, well, when do we get that old? It kind of creeps up on us, doesn't it? You just sort of realise it one day, and then you sort of think about it, and you realise it's been happening for quite a long time. You just hadn't realised it. The first sign is when someone starts at work, where you know, and they're just out of school, and you realise you're old enough to be their parent. Then when someone starts from just leaving school, and the parent comes to pick them up, and you're older than their parent, or even scarier, you went to school with their with them. Scarier still, you used to be with their parent. You start doing quick maths in your head. Like, oh, am I responsible? Oh, just rang me one day. I'll just drive so and so home before I go to work. Like, what? That's what I used to do. That used to be my job. What? Yeah, yeah. It's kind of scary how quick the time goes. The older you get, the quicker it gets, which is really weird. Although at the moment, I wish it could hurry up a bit quicker because I've still got what, another 4 weeks till I've got another week off work. It's starting to drag. Which I think Mary's got the week off, and then I've got the week off afterwards. Because obviously, yeah, it wasn't fun at all. No. It's, so obviously we got parents that I work with. So unless you're really quick getting in, you're just not getting time off in the school holidays. I could not find a clear week in the summer holidays this year at all. It's all booked solid. It's like, God damn it. That was an argument I had when I worked at Sainsbury's. I wanted to book a week off in the summer so I could spend time with Mary. To be told, no, you can't book time off in the summer because that's for mothers and so they can be off with their children. I'm like, Mary works in a school; she only gets school term time off. I always got a new girlfriend came in and said hi, sat down and started doing a thing. So gotchas are kind of normal. It's just instantly sort of just fitted in and got on with it. Yeah, may well have been warned by the boy. Just be normal around mum. Don't try and put on any front of being anything different. Yeah, no fuss. Exactly. That's what you want. Just normal. Not 70 questions about all sorts of rubbish or start picking holes in things, complaining. Yeah, it shouldn't be. You got a date coming up, thrift store shopping. Very cool. I'm sure you'll find something interesting and fun to wear. Although I've still got it in the back of my head because it's the way it used to be. That all the clothes in those kind of shops. Chris working at a second-hand store. Cool. It used to be the only things that were in the second-hand clothes shops were because people had died. It's like, do you really want to wear a dead person's clothes? Well, personally, these days, I probably think it was quite cool. Going there to shop. Yeah. Sport. Just don't do it when Chris is working. So, especially if they've got any like lingerie or undies, that's the last thing he wants to be dealing with. Selling his mum and his brother's girlfriend underwear. Oh, that would be a special kind of cringe. We need him to help us. Oh, geez. Poor boy is going to die. Tell him he has my sympathies. It's bad enough going clothes shopping with like your own girlfriend or partner. That's a special kind of hell. God, I love you. Oh, I think technically it might be child abuse, but oh God, I can just imagine what you were like in there. Finding the biggest, blackest toy and waving it around, going, wee! Holding up some bondage outfit, going, what do you reckon to this? Yeah, I'd say things are a little different over in Norway and the rest of Scandinavia about these things. People still get upset about there being Ann Summers shops in the UK. It's like they think that you're going to go in there and it's going to be full of porn. Yeah, exactly. Each of their own, as long as it's not hurting anyone that doesn't want to be hurt. That's my view on it. It's oh, pardon me. As long as it's legal and consenting, everything goes. Exactly. Unfortunately, my time is up. So I best get and go get some food. And yeah, just some food and chill, I think. So thank you to everyone who's been here. big hugs and smoochies and mwah to those who know who they're aimed at. Get my hand in shot. So yeah, thanks for being here. Have fun, stay safe, be yourselves. Peace out, rock on, like, comment, subscribe. Bye bye. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Sunday shop do 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 do. Ah. Ooh.